First of all, I think it's a fantastic game of football. We're playing against a world-class team in England and a world-class coach in Serena. Both teams had a very, very clear plan. Had tremendous amount of respect for each other's attacking game. I think first half probably was a bit boring for you guys to watch because both teams nullified each other's attack. It was a very passive first half. England had a lot of ball, which they had when we played them last time as well, which was part of our plan, but we didn't get our transition game going. They were very good and efficient to take that away from us, and I don't think we were brave enough on the ball in that first half. Spoke in halftime about release the handbrake, so to speak, mentally and play out, make sure we played a better attacking game, put a little bit more pressure on them in build-up than we did in the first half. Paid off really well. Second half might have been one of the better half we played in the World Cup. And you might be surprised that I say that when we concede the 2 goals. But in terms of what it looked like in playing, I think we did a phenomenal second half. And then a game of football in tournament football, I've said it before, it takes one moment, and England was much more clinical than we were in the finishing tonight. We had 3 sitters, so to speak, in 82nd, 83rd and 85th minute to score 2-2, and then in 86th minute, 1 ball behind, and it's 3-1 and almost game over. And finally, I want to say I'm really, really happy the way the supporters and the fans supported the team in a very devastating, emotional moment after the game. And I think one reason they did that is that they're proud that all the players left it all out there. We said before the game that make sure no matter what, leave it all out there, and no one can complain on their effort tonight. They really left it all out there.
Let's open to questions. Please remember to introduce yourselves. Let us know your name, your organization, and also wait for the microphone back there, please, for the first one. Yes.
Joey Lynch for ESPN. Tony, commiserations on tonight. We've just come down from the mix zone where your players are obviously very disappointed, but Sam came out and talked about how now in the aftermath of this tournament it's important to fund Australian football and fund women's football, not just for this Matildas side but the next generation of Matildas. And Katrina talked about how this is a footballing nation, but has asked the public to take the energy from this tournament and stay with this side for the journey to come. What would you have to add to those statements?
First of all, I think those statements are connected to the players' bigger why that we spoke about a lot in these settings. It's more than 90-minute football. They worked hard. They and the generations before worked hard to be in this moment. Obviously, it's a bit emotional to sit here and talk about that when you lose a semi-final. I hate to lose. But I've said it before, it's bigger than 90-minute football. We're very disappointed that we lost, but hopefully we won something else. We won the heart and the passion for this game in this country. But I agree with the players. This is not the end of something. This needs to be the start of something. And with that comes money as well.
Next question.
Patrick Brichetto, The Sporting News. Can you maybe just tell us your thoughts on how you thought the midfield battle played out tonight between the 2 teams?
Well, first of all, it was a great battle in there. Hard, tough, no one shied away. Glad we have a referee out there to protect the players on both sides because it was brutal at times. I think it was an interesting tactical battle in there as well. Everything from them wanted to close down our left side and slide out with one of the center midfielders out to press Steph. It was a lot of second ball. England played a little bit more direct and transitional than maybe normal, so it became a second ball game in there. I think in the first half we didn't move the ball quick enough in there and change the point. I think in the second half when we did have the bravery to play through the middle and get out to the opposite side, we created a lot of 2v1s against their wingbacks. I also think that they were good on the break. So when they were in deeper block, or we forced them to be in a deeper block in second half, I think they were really good on the break in the transition game with the 2 10s and the 2 9s. And that's where they hurt us with 2 goals as well.
Hi, Tony. Over here, first row.
Sorry.
Frida Fagerlund, Swedish Aftonbladet. I understand that this game is still raw, but if you look ahead to the third place game, the fact that you know Sweden so well and you know Peter so well, how will that help you and your team on Saturday?
I actually said in the circle up after the game, it's an extremely short turnaround to that game now. I know we're emotional, but we have no time to dwell on this one. We have a bronze medal game to play. We need to be ready. Extremely short turnaround. They have 24 hours on us in terms of recovery, which might play a massive part of that game. But tonight also England we had 30 minutes more in the legs for extra time last game, but that didn't show in the second half this game. So we're tough, we're fit, we dig deep, we have the support from the fans. I think, yes, I know Peter and the Swedish team, but I also think they know us. We played each other in the Olympics. We played tremendous amount of friendlies against each other as well. Last one in October. So I think there's going to be two teams. And then you look at the teammates as well in terms of the players playing with and against each other day in and day out, both in Damallsvenskan and in England specifically. So it'll be an interesting matchup. I'm going to be honest. I hope it would have been a final, both for Sweden and us. But now it's a bronze medal game, and we need to do the most of that.
Next here.
Hey, Tony, over here. Hi, Elise Lorati, Vevel Media. How big of a loss was it not having Alana Kennedy tonight? She's been fairly solid on the back end, you know.
It seems to be one of those tournaments where a curveball after curveball are thrown at us. I think the team have been tremendous of being able to adapt whatever is thrown at us. At lunchtime today, we got the notice from the medical team that Alana was ruled out. Had to make a last-minute change. We've done a lot of those in this tournament and been really, really good at dealing with it. Claire Polkinghorn, with her experience, mentally had no problem stepping in and play the game. The challenge for her was that she hasn't played a game for a very, very long time with her injury, coming back from a foot injury. So her with limited game time and limited training time coming into this tournament, and also Sam with limited training time, you could see that those are two players that really, really needed to dig deep in the second half. The ones that have a lot of minutes in them were brilliant in the second half in terms of, not the Pokes and Sam that wasn't brilliant, you know what I mean, in terms of not fatigue in the same way, but they pushed through. But one of the reasons why we did swap Pokes out is we wanted to have some fresh legs in there. She was tired at that time, and we needed a goal.
Next here.
Just speaking of the goal that you did get, well, it was a ripper to watch, the goal from Sam Kerr. I think everyone thought when she scored that goal, well, there's the Sam that we've been sort of waiting to see. Just your assessment of that highlight, I suppose, for you in that match. And also, can you just elaborate on what you said to the team afterwards in the huddle? Because we know you spent a bit of time there. Sorry, it's Laura from Channel 7, I should have said first. Sorry.
Knowing Sam, I think she probably thinks that goal wasn't worth nothing, wasn't worth anything. She wants to win. She's a winner. I'm happy for her that she got that goal. I think it proves who Sam Kerr is and what she can do. I also know that she's upset that she missed the 2 chances at the end of the game. That's how she's wired. She always wants to score. She looks at herself as a goal scorer, a game winner. She's going to be upset at that. We need to support her. She did everything she could tonight. She dig deep, and yes, the fact that she was able to play 90 minutes is unreal, really. Thanks to her and the SSM team. But it is a world-class goal, and it says a lot about what qualities that Sam Kerr has, individual brilliance. What I said to the team in the huddle is, I said, we promised each other to leave everything out there, and every single player did. And I think that's why the fans thanked them and supported them afterwards as well, because they see a team that leaves everything out there. Yes, we're disappointed we didn't win, but you also need to be proud of yourself when you leave everything out there, and they did. But then I said, we have no time to dwell on this. We have extremely limited time, and if we get too emotionally dragged down of this one, we have no chance in the bronze medal game. So we need to be strong now. That's what I said.
All right, Coach, good run for the Matildas up till this point. I am Jane Francis Weze from TVC News, Nigeria. And I think England played in back-to-back semi-finals before going into this finals, and it took the Matildas 8 attempts at the Women's World Cup to get to this finals. Do you think it was premature for people to start anticipating that they could win the World Cup? You think there should still be time for them to grow and get to that level?
I see where the question comes from, but I have to say I'm happy that people believe that we can win this tournament, and we've felt that belief. We've had it internally for a very, very long time. I know I've spoken to you before that maybe we're not the highest ranked team, and maybe we don't have the same amount of players in the big clubs starting as England have. Maybe we don't have the same resources, but we have something else very special in this team, and that's what the girls bring to it with their DNA and being an Aussie and representing their country, and then with the support from the fans as well. So I don't think it's too early, but I also think it's just beginning of something. And if we see that investment that we talked about, if we keep working and growing the game together, we're right now maximizing the resources we have, whether it's registered players or whether it's the work we're doing in clubland locally, whether it's the grassroots football, whether it's, you know, the return of investment in the money we have right now is unique, meaning very good, but let's invest more and be genuine contenders for medals and tournaments moving forward as well. This is now the second semi-final for two tournaments in a row, Olympics and this one. But right now we're not happy about being in the semi-final, we're disappointed to not be in the final.
Final question, over here, please.
Hi, congratulations for the tournament. Your team played very well. My name is Fernando Valeque de Barros. I am freelancer working for Group Estado de São Paulo from Brazil. Two questions. In the first half especially, English have a lot of possession, and your team make a lack of initiative. What it happens? And second question, define me what means some care for your team, especially after this fantastic goal she scores. You think that with a little of better physical form, it can be different, this history of the game tonight? Thank you very much.
I agree on the analysis of the first half. It was also part of our plan to be a little bit more in a mid-block / low block, similar to what we did when we played them in England recently, to allow them to have the ball but make sure they couldn't play through our lines and get behind us. If they should play somewhere, it should be outside of our shape. I think we defended well because they created extremely a few chances in that first half, and it's a team that we've seen have scored tremendous amount of goal in this tournament. But I agree that we lacked initiative in the attacking side of things. When we won the ball, we could have sold pressure better. We could have been a little bit braver on the ball. But I also credit England. I think they had a very clear game plan. They took away our transition game in that first half as well. So hats off. We played a really good team tonight. When it comes to what Sam Kerr means for this team, I think you all heard me say that time after time again. Like, she means the world to this team, not only just as a player when she plays, but also the time she spent on the bench in this tournament, the way she's led the team, inspired the team, and have been the heart and the soul of this team. Her and Steph Catley as captain and vice captain of this team is the heart and the soul of this team, and they do a tremendous amount of job. Yes, I agree that Sam Kerr might not be in the form of her life because of that injury, but still she had a really good performance tonight. Who knows what it would have been like if she was totally healthy, but that's speculation. We play what we got in front of us, and tonight England was more efficient than us, and that's why they won the game. And I also want to make sure that I take the opportunity to congratulate England on an amazing performance.